Faces of Abortion is the only television program of its kind that shares the powerful, real-life stories of women, men, and families who have suffered through the destruction of abortion. You will be hearing powerful stories from women and men and families throughout the nations. Faces of Abortion touches lives and changes hearts in over 115 nations. You will also be given practical steps on how you can end abortion.
So it just overwhelmed me. And I felt the only way to escape the pain was to take my life.
I had a fear that I wouldn't be able to have my own children.
It brings heartache. It brings hurt.
And I knew they were tearing my baby apart.
I remember the cold feeling of the room.
I remember laying there and I just said to myself that I will never forgive myself for what I'm doing.
I believe that my life was spared that night just so that I could be here right now and say abortion hurts women.
Whisper, be silent no more.
Thank you for being with us this week on Faces of Abortion. I'm Alan Parker, the president of the Justice Foundation. This is Clayton Trotter, the general counsel of the Justice Foundation, and we're very happy to have as our in-studio guest this week Becky from South Dakota. And very, very honored to introduce as our new host with us, Cindy Collins of Louisiana. Welcome to the show, Cindy.
Thank you so much, Alan, and I am so excited to be here also. Now we're going to listen to Mayella's story in her own words.
My name is Maria Mayella Banks, and in 1970, I believe 76, my family migrated to America, and it was the happiest time of our lives because we were reunited with a father that had been separated from us for about 6 years. Our family was reunited, we were overjoyed, but we came into a culture that was quite different for us. I didn't speak any English, and of course I didn't understand the language of this land. It took me a long time to learn. I was a little bit slow. But I remember in 1978, when I was a freshman in high school, we had a debate in our English class. We were debating the issue of abortion. And at that time, I was selected to be on the pro-life side. I stood up in front of my class, and with a little bit of English that I knew, I fought for life. I didn't understand at that time all the implications of it. But I did understand that it was murder, that we were talking about killing children. Somehow, 6 years later, when I found myself in a Planned Parenthood clinic, and I was hearing what I thought at that time was a nurse telling me I was pregnant, somehow that knowledge wasn't there any longer. Somehow I had lost that truth. And when she suggested the option of abortion, I was shocked, to be honest with you. It was like I had heard that word for the first time. And I didn't know exactly what she meant. I was I was surprised, and I remember whispering to her and asking her, is this legal? I didn't realize it was even legal. And she assured me that it was. It was perfectly legal. It was perfectly safe. Giving birth was an option. Pregnancy didn't mean that I had to give birth. I was pretty confused at that time in my life, and after she had pointed out a lot of the reasons why it really was not a good time for me to have a child. I didn't have a husband, and I didn't have a good income. I hadn't gone to college, and I had just moved away from my parents. The idea of having to go back and face my dad and disappoint him was unbearable to me. My sin was being exposed. I knew that having sexual relationships outside of marriage were wrong. And now, everybody else would know what I've been doing. Somehow, the idea of abortion seemed like such an easy way out. I would go through this procedure and pretend like nothing had ever happened, and I would go on with my life, and everything would be okay. But it wasn't okay. It was not okay because taking a life was against everything that I was about. I had in me a love of life. I had in me a desire for a family. All I ever really wanted in life was a husband and children. And now, I was faced with a choice which I never should have had. I did choose to take away the only life that would ever be deposited into my womb. That was my only child. It was my only opportunity. And I said no. Today I pray that you, if you're watching this show right now and you're having to make that choice, that you will realize that what you have inside of you is precious. It is life. It is messy. It is hard. It is heart-wrenching at times, but it is life. And it is precious. Treasure it. Guard it. Fight for it. There is a way. No matter what anybody else is telling you, there is a way. Call the 1-800 line.